hesitated. I don't really need to think twice about it. I know more about the insurance here. I really don't mind. Never hesitated. No, it's so not true. I don't really need to. I don't really read anything in Korean. Was it also betrothal? I don't mind. Oh, you've been experiencing insurance fraud, almost taking up €280 out of your account every month with no proper service in return. I already read it. I don't really need to. One actually follows a lady to conduct a vigilant investigation, which actually shows what could actually be done for this lady. A mother who would experience almost immediate disappearance up to €280 in the name of premium per each month to be charged. But is it really, helpful to actually tackle? Or is she affected by possible fraud of insurance who've been ripping her off or mooching her off? I don't need to. I just really don't mind. What insurance programs one should have? Take a glance at it. I don't really get it. The important insurance explained and introduced the main secure insurance for calculation and comparison. Five senseless insurances. What are those? And which insurance is one I need? The actual advisement speech with Allianz, this insurance company, the seller of the insurance and the finance programs. So one would actually be insurance seller as an insurance actuarian. I don't really need to. Life without insurance, I've already actually done that. But let me actually cover up underneath it. More and more people in the society actually experience either they would be self-employed or employed by small-sized companies, so they actually have no proper insurance because the self-employed premiums would actually be too higher as a single payer, so they decide to drop out of the medical insurance by not signing up for any insurance, right? However, doctors, engineers, and creative work, any type of workers, they actually said that they should actually be freelancer who had no connection with the insurance or work. This would be really dangerous. What happens when these type of free self-employed people, regardless of their job, doctors and engineers or creative or loaners, they would get sick, and what would happen? As Lawrence Earhart already had serious and hard cardiovascular arrest, he was emergently operated by going through emergent operation, surgical procedure, and he actually paid approximately €27,000 by being indebted to the hospital for €27,000 in return of the medical operation conducted on him urgently. He would have wanted to be insured, but he must pay back the insurance of the past 5 years by owning up to the enormous premiums that amounts to €50,000 for the past 5 years, almost with a 5% interest attached to each premium. That is, however, for him, such an illusional. His company is bankrupt, and his house would actually be facing a forced mandated eviction to actually be removed for renovated. And the internalist, as a Dr. Christopher Changes, helps since a decade, people with no proper medical protection as insurance or healthcare insurance. There are much difficult cases that he would actually handle and take care of, while these affected people have no access to doctors, or they have never mustered up their courage to reach out to them because they are likely to be reluctant. They are running away from medical care on time because they are afraid of being overcharged in the absence of medical insurance. So the care industry and the research center these people are not being efficiently helped, even with the much greater understanding of the insurance policies or the Medicare system in the country for welfare entitlement. The cost would never go down, as they would be charged with a heavy burden for medical care and medical checkup. And Peter Ostendorf, former clinic's head, has built up in Hamburg what's been called a Praxis Without Borders to conduct medical care for people with no discrimination. Whether they would have been insured or not doesn't matter. Here, almost approximately together, 60 doctors and caregivers and social workers work together as a voluntarily workers to provide a sufficient voluntary service as a parity charity workers. The medical assistance or supplies or medicaments and medicines would actually be financed and funded through donations. This report shows what that means in such a country rich enough to maintain its growth with no protection for people with no medical insurance. What it is like to live in this country rich enough to renew our records as a non-insured person to experience the medical service with no medical checkup and protection